Journey of Sacred Destiny, Part 13, The Motian Kingdom and the Pyramid. King Gangla of the Motian Kingdom led his troops to defeat the Jule Kingdom and marched south, killing, burning, and looting along the way. With swift movements, they arrived at the capital of Jule Kingdom. At the city gate, they encountered resistance. But after breaking through, Gangla was surprised to learn that it was all a plan by the queen. He led his men straight to the palace and found no one guarding the entrance. Gangla strode in confidently. Inside the palace, Gangla saw the queen at the inner door. At that moment, he was a little dizzy. The queen wore white garments. She was beautiful, calm, composed, and carried an invisible dignity that halted Gangla in his tracks. Gangla opened his mouth but did not know what to say. He simply stared at Mo Cai.
King, I have heard about what your army has done on their way here. I want to know, what else do you plan to do?
Gangla calmed down for a moment and quickly made a decision.
I will ensure that my troops no longer offend the people, and I will ensure the safety of the capital.
Gangla turned around and gave orders to his messenger to have the follow-up troops stationed outside the city. The messenger looked surprised, blinked twice, and then departed under Gangla's imposing presence.
I will show my sincerity to ensure that the people have no worries. But in return, I have a request. I would like to invite you to visit Motian Kingdom.
Mo Cai nodded in agreement, praying to the gods that her brother would come to rescue her. Mo Cai then requested that Gangla return Dai La's body and grant him a proper burial as a king. Gangla thought for a moment and said,
Okay, I will return the king's body, but I will leave this matter to the priests to handle. Let the king's soul rest in peace. I hope you will not interfere and follow my arrangements.
Mo Cai agreed. Strangely enough, the word destroy on the Tongtian chessboard slowly stopped jumping. After staying in Jule Kingdom's capital for 3 days, Gangla issued a series of orders to restrain his soldiers. He handed over the affairs of Jule Kingdom to his cousin and provided disaster relief in the northwest before setting off back to his own country. Along the way, Gangla showed great respect to Mo Cai and also tried to display his talents. In his heart, Gangla longed to make Mo Cai his queen, yet for some reason he felt uneasy. Upon his return to his country, Gangla sent Mo Cai to his mother's place. He washed away the dust and dirt, went to worship gods and Buddhas, and received an oracle.
Do not harbor improper thoughts about this woman. Your queen is in a faraway place. Send this queen back to Motian Kingdom and make her promise not to forget the land of Motian Kingdom when she achieves success in the future.
After feeling relieved in his heart, Gangla went to meet Mo Cai and expressed his intention to send her back to Motian Kingdom. At the same time, he made a request and hoped that Mo Cai could make a promise. Mo Cai thanked Gangla for sending her back to her motherland and agreed to Gangla's request to make a solemn promise. In the temple of Motian Kingdom, Mo Cai made a solemn promise that she would not forget Motian Kingdom when she achieved success in the future. At the court banquet hosted by Gangla, he gave Mo Cai a distinguished seat. To Gangla's right was a table adorned with pearls and jade, and Mo Cai sat calmly in front of it. The court officials of Motian Kingdom looked at Mo Cai and secretly expressed their surprise. Mo Cai was beautiful, extraordinary, and elegant, and her demeanor commanded respect. No one looked down on her. On the contrary, these dignitaries all knew that the gods valued this woman very much. She was destined to become a goddess because only a goddess could achieve great promises and radiate light not only from her face, but also from her clothes. The king also respected her greatly. Speaking of Motian Kingdom, one day Mola had a dream. He dreamed that he went to a lush place and saw a big tree with a pink flower growing under it. The flower was magnificent and beautiful, when suddenly the tree tilted to one side. He was puzzled by the tree's sudden fall. Then he looked at the flower and it turned white and fragile. Mola could not bear it and wanted to move the flower back to the palace. When he woke up, he could not understand the meaning of the dream. He went to the pagoda to seek guidance from the divine will, which showed that the princess was coming back. Mola immediately sent someone to inquire about the situation in the kingdom of Jule. He soon learned that Daila had died and Motsai was taken away by the king of Modi. Mola was furious and wanted to attack the Modi kingdom. However, he quickly calmed down and went to the pagoda to seek guidance from the divine will. The divine will told him that there was no need to do so, as Mo Cai's merit in building the tower would bring her blessings in this life and the distant future, and the gods would ensure her safe return. Mola felt relieved and prepared to welcome his sister's return. He and Wen Mei decorated her room anew. At this time, a nursery rhyme began to spread in the capital of Motian Kingdom. The rhyme went, "The sky is clear and cannot be deceived. The green hills and clear waters welcome the holy chess game. The water is gentle and the dew smiles. The chess girl returns to present the holy chess. The light of the sky and the shadow of the clouds reveal the giant Buddha. The ancient gate of heaven leaves the ladder to heaven." Upon hearing the nursery rhyme, Mengang smiled slightly. Upon hearing it, Mola went to see the priest and asked for divine guidance. Mengang told him that the nursery rhyme referred to the appearance of the Tongtian chessboard in Motian Kingdom. When the Tongtian chessboard appears, a great Buddha will be worshipped in Motian Kingdom, giving people hope for salvation. Gangla, with a grand escort, brought Motsai back to Motian Kingdom. Mola received a letter of apology and confirmation of his sister's safety from the Modi Kingdom's messenger and was overjoyed. He personally led his men to welcome her back from afar. Gangla's ceremonial procession met with Mola's welcoming delegation. Gangla apologized to Mola, and Mola treated Gangla with courtesy. Gangla was impressed by Mola's demeanor, realizing that there are always people who stand out. Mola and Mosai reunited, feeling as if after a long separation, with mixed emotions of joy and sorrow. When the siblings talked together, they unexpectedly discovered that they had dreamt of each other at the same time during the 3 years they were apart, causing them to shed tears. They believed that their hearts were connected and understood each other. Upon arriving in the capital city, Gangla praised the Golden Tower without end. And with a devout heart, he and Mola worshipped the Buddha together. Gangla greatly admired the etiquette and culture of Motian Kingdom. Gangla and Mola then became sworn brothers, making a pledge to each other that they will always help each other and never forget each other, no matter how long it takes. At the welcome banquet hosted by Mola, Gangla noticed a beautiful woman who had an elegant demeanor, a reserved smile, and a charming appearance. Gangla's heart rippled, and he looked at the woman intentionally or unintentionally. It was Wen Xiu, Wen Mei's sister. She sensed someone's attention and tried to discover who it was, but when she looked around, she saw no one staring at her. At night, Wen Mei had a dream of a red thread tied to her sister's foot, which extended far away and was tied to a person wearing a crown. She wanted to see the person's face, but the dream woke her up. Wen Mei told Mola,
Wen Xiu's marriage line has been activated, and I saw that the other end of the marriage line is tied to a king.
Mola thought for a moment and said,
Wen Xiu's destined marriage partner should be Gangla. If they have mutual intentions, I'll act as the matchmaker.
At the palace banquet, Gangla was delighted to see Wen Xiu again, and Wen Xiu also developed feelings for Gangla. After the banquet, Mola acted as matchmaker, and their union fulfilled both fate and human desire. In Motian Kingdom, Gangla and Wen Xiu held an engagement ceremony. They went to the Golden Pagoda to worship the Buddha, and in front of the Buddha, Gangla thanked the gods and Buddhas for allowing him to meet his beloved woman from afar, promising to be faithful to Wen Xiu. Wen Xiu made a wish for the royal family to have descendants, and for her and Gangla to grow old together. After staying in Motian Kingdom for a few days, Gangla returned to Modi Kingdom with Wen Xiu, while Mola sent them off with rich gifts.